Are you ready?
We're ready to forget the further, once and for all. Mom. Renee. My brain just been foggy past few years. All I ever wanted was to be a good dad.
Dalton.
Mom. Renee.
Did you ever try and get help?
I'm just trying to push through.
Welcome back to Night News. Before we start, please like the video for more excellent content. Insidious: The Red Door. 9 years after Josh Lambert's possession in 2019, his recollections of his time in the further have been suppressed. He recently lost his mother Lorraine.
When I was 10. I was in a coma. But I don't even remember being sick. I'm seeing crazy stuff.
Our family has been keeping secrets. They suppressed our memories, but I can still feel something following us.
There's only one way to find out.
And he is no longer married to Renee. After trying to mend their relationship when dropping off his son Dalton at college, he ends up getting into a fight with him. Their relationship has gotten strained. Upon finishing his first art class, Dalton draws a depiction of the crimson door that leads to the further. Josh, in the meantime, starts to experience a man's presence and soon learns that the guy haunting him is his father Ben Burton, whom he thought had abandoned his family when he was a little boy. Dalton witnesses the ghost of a student who is continuously throwing up while out at a fraternity party with his roommate Chris. After inadvertently entering the further once more, Chris shows Dalton a Specs and Tucker YouTube video that explains astral projection, which opens to a video of Elise Rainier discussing the further. When Dalton tries to astral project once more while Chris is keeping an eye on his body, Chris gets attacked by an invisible force, and when she cries, Dalton realizes it's the red-faced monster that used to torment him as a child. Following Chris's warning to cease using his powers, Dalton gets a call from his brother Foster, who describes a recurrent dream he once had in which Josh attempted to kill them. Dalton completes his painting of a possessed Josh in front of the red door when this prompts his memory. Recalled to the basement attack by a possessed Josh, a distraught Dalton is drawn into the further. In the process of trying to murder Josh's younger self, he tackles him and sends him back to the red-faced demon's lair. Josh learns that his father committed suicide while confined to a mental health facility after he starts investigating the matter. As he speaks with Renee, she tells him the truth about what had transpired with his family 10 years prior, and that although his father was also able to astral project, he thought his visions were the product of mental illness. When Foster sends them a picture of Dalton's painting via SMS, they understand that Dalton is in danger. Renee assists Josh in returning to the further in order to save their son. Josh finds and frees Dalton from the grasp of the demon, who has taken possession of his body and is attempting to kill Chris while Dalton is imprisoned in his lair. As the demon pursues them through the red door, Josh remains behind to keep it closed so Dalton would be safe. After Dalton returns to his body, he covers the red door painting with black paint, permanently sealing both the further and the real door. Josh encounters his father's ghost, who leads him back to the world of the living. Josh suggests a potential reunion when he accepts to eat supper with Renee and the kids after returning. Unknowingly, he crosses paths with Elise's spirit as he leaves, and she assures him that he has a bright future ahead of him. Josh eventually makes his way to Dalton's college, where Dalton gives Josh a painting of him when he was younger, and the two men make up. Alongside Joy Ride, Insidious, The Red Door was released in the US and Canada. It was previously anticipated to gross between $18 and $23 million from 3,188 theaters during its first weekend. Following a $15.3 million opening day, which included $5 million from previews on Thursday night, projections were increased to $31 million. It went on to have a $33 million opening weekend, topping the box office and ranking second in the franchise behind Chapter 2, $41 million in 2013. Despite a 61% decline, the movie brought in $13 million in its second weekend, placing third behind Sound of Freedom, A Holdover, and Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, a new release. The next weekend, it earned $6.5 million, dropping it to sixth place. Within the Philippine market, where the horror genre enjoys broad popularity, Insidious, The Red Door shattered records for the highest-grossing horror film opening weekend, the highest-grossing opening weekend of 2023, and the highest-grossing horror film of all time, breaking The Nun's record with a cum of $6.9 million. On Rotten Tomatoes, a website that aggregates reviews, 38% of the 112 reviews left by reviewers are positive and have an average rating of 5 out of 10. The general judgment on the website is as follows: Insidious, The Red Door is the disappointing conclusion to a once frightening franchise, though earlier installments had their moments as well. The movie had a weighted average of 45 out of 100 from Metacritic, which is based on 23 critics' reviews, meaning it received mixed or average ratings. 72% of moviegoers gave the movie a good score, according to Post-Track, while Cinema Score's polled audience gave the movie an average grade of C+ on an A+ to F scale.